Hello, my name is Steve Bigelow with the Candlestick Forum. Sorry about the Camtasia last week. Finally got it fixed. So last week, what we were demonstrating is the fact, and this thing does this all the time, that we started seeing sell signals up here in the overbought condition on the Dow, kind of at the resistance level. And then on Friday, it did a bearish left-right combo closing below the T-line. That told you the uptrend was over. Not in its own right with just the Dow, but when you added the fact that you had a bearish engulfing signal in the NASDAQ and then a close below the T-line as the Dow is getting dicey. Remember the T-line rule. This is one of the most important factors of knowing what's going on in investor sentiment. Just simply remember that if you see a candlestick sell signal and a close below the T-line, the probabilities have gone tremendously in the other direction, that you're in a downtrend. Obviously, that's what we saw today, the continuation of that downtrend. There's very simple investor sentiment indicators that tell us when to start taking profits. Notice when the Apple broke out, we could stay long as it stayed above the T-line. However, the Japanese rice traders have a very simple observation. Where do most people buy? They buy exuberantly at the top. Notice that they gapped up in the overbought condition last week. Then you started seeing selling. That gap up becomes your alert to start getting ready to take profits. And as you can see, not only taking profits, but now you're probably in a stage where you could be going short with the prospect of it coming back to the 34 or the 50. Anytime you see sell signals and a close below the T-line, the bearish flutter kicker signal, a very strong reversal signal closing below the T-line, told you that they were now in a downtrend. Where was your next target? Obviously, where everybody else was watching, either at the 200 or at the 50. So this is very simple observations. This is what we call 2+2 analysis. If you can see every time they come up to the T-line, they sell it off, up to the T-line, sell it off, and know that pretty much you're in a downtrend, obviously. Every time they come up to the T-line, you can start shorting on weakness because more than likely it's coming back down to a support level. This is what puts the probabilities of being in the right place at the right time greatly in your favor. So COVID is struck again, the new one, creating some of these stocks. Like our recommendation on QDEL was based upon, look what everybody else was watching. There's your Morningstar signal, right smack dab on the 50-day moving average. Simple observation. When a resistance level is broken, they'll usually come back and test it to see if it's going to act as support. In this case, the Morningstar signal, stochastics curling up, was pretty good evidence that the bulls were taking control. Again, this was based upon COVID rearing its head again. The fact that it did a Morningstar signal off the 50, closing above the T-line, breaking this downtrend, this makes for a very excellent or high probability entry strategy. Notice it opened lower today, but as soon as it came back up through the previous day's close, which was a signal, what type of candle were you getting? You're getting another green candle indicating the bulls are still in control. This is what puts you in high probability trade setups. OCGN, you can see how it's based right here, the bullish harami. Where's at least your first likely target, the 50? If it breaks through there, that tells you there's more upside. So everything we look at in candlestick analysis is merely simple rules that will apply to what makes a high probability situation of human nature. Again, the only thing you really have to know once you learn the candlestick signals is if it closes below the T-line on a sell signal, the probabilities of being in a downtrend are extremely strong. This is what alerts candlestick investors to change the orientation of their portfolio from predominantly long to predominantly short just by witnessing what's happening up here in investor sentiment. We're going to be doing a session here in the next few weeks, I think, on how to get ready to sell, what are the indicators that tell you it's time to take profits, and when to go short. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.